Okay. Um Sorry for being absent or having a last two match reviews for the last Leagues Cup game. It was definitely a game to forget, and there was really not much to talk about. That's one reason why I did not do a match review for the Leagues Cup game. As we got spanked up and down Nashville, and there, like I said, wasn't much to talk about. A lot of stuff to forget and forgive and move on. Leagues Cup, unfortunately, we bow out then. And then last week, I was just busy for the New York City FC game, where we had a complete change of form. Great road win. Just good road win like we've had a lot this year. And so, not going to dwell on those two performances that much, the highs or the lows. And we'll just get into this Seattle game, which was by far the most boring game I've seen us play in a while, with the amount of corners we had and the lack of creativity in the final third, as well as Adrian Heath's weird obsession of playing 12 midfielders and not a single winger. So it's just getting frustrating seeing Hassani and Rosales playing out of position, either at left wing, right back, right wing, when we have three wingers on the bench to create. And the whole game, Pookie is not getting much service. He's not doing himself service with what he was getting, but we weren't giving him service. Reynoso's on an island by himself. It's just absolutely asinine and baffling that we continue to do the same thing over and over again with new strikers and think it's going to work, because the system that we run, you could put fucking Erling Haaland in this system and we want to fucking score a goal. It's absolutely asinine, and we need change. We're the only club that doesn't change. We just are okay with mediocrity. We are shit at attack. We can't win at home. We just park the bus and get away with it. There's just so many things that are wrong with how Adrian Heath's decision making over the last year has affected this team. The front office, we just don't score goals. There's so many things, and I know I go from 1 week saying this about Heath and that, and it's easy to like the guy, but we're not going anywhere. We're not getting better. We're just staying. And I guess our owners are okay with just being okay and barely making the playoffs. But at this point, we might not even make the playoffs in a fucking 9-team playoff division out of 13. It's pathetic if we don't make the playoffs at a minimum in this league, because they just let everyone get in. So yeah, just really frustrating evening, especially Boxhold and DJ just playing awful at the back, as well as Tapias. I was surprised Seattle didn't get a couple tonight, and the only one that they got was off a set piece, which we just look abysmal at the back line sometimes, and just takes St. Clair just stepping up to save just about damn near everything. And I'm a bit frustrated with this game, as it was definitely, these home games are pathetic to not have as many wins as we do this season at home. Although we'd be way higher up the table. There's so many things, but the fact that the amount of chances we create, we cannot score goals. We don't put things on target. We make things so much harder for ourselves. Just switching off defensively and giving up shit goals left and right, after being pretty well sound for a long periods of games. There's just so much to be frustrated about. And yeah, we get a point, and I think we're in 10th, one point out of the wild card spot. We have games in hand, but it's just frustrating that we could be a lot better than we seem to perform. And DJ was there was the team was just bad today. DJ looked like he was walking. Asani somehow gets man of the match, even though like I'm sick and tired of watching the dude play left wing because he just does not get it. I mean, no one really deserved a man of the match, in my opinion, tonight. Out of anything, it might have been Rosales, who was playing out of position as well, and then maybe Hassani. But like this myth that these midfielders play well on the wing is just asinine because no one played good. So like, yeah, it's just frustrating that we'll go into a game at home with not a single winger or forward. We just got Timo Pukki up top with Reynoso and like send balls in from Rosales and Hassani Dotson, who, I mean, Rosales can whip a good ball in, but like some of the times we just put needless balls in just to put a ball in and not picking anyone out. It's just like pathetic. So yeah, but like the 17th minute, we gave up awful set piece goal to Yamar, who ends up scoring an own goal for us later. Thankfully, we can thank Yamar for the point because there was not a single Minnesota Loons player on the pitch that wanted to score for us this evening. Ishmael Tashiri took a couple of good shots outside the box late on. Other than that, it didn't look like we could even put a freaking shot on target. Several times, scuff shots from DJ Taylor late on. I think Rosales skied one over that was semi-close, but other than that, everyone else was skying stuff over. Very frustrating game, but yeah, the own goal from Yamar kind of bailed us out at the end off a dangerous ball from Ray, but honestly, the Seattle defender Yamar should probably do better. I know it was kind of hit in quite hard, but yeah, well, I mean, we'll take it because we haven't had too much good luck this year. Yeah, we'll take it. The ref was very, very poor. I thought a lot of the calls were very inconsistent with the tackling side. There are a lot of players just kind of buying a foul compared to a real foul when it would have been called or should have been called. They would just wave it off. So yeah, I thought I think it was Timothy Ford, awful piss poor referee. Where I complain about the dudes like Chapman and like what's the other guy's name that's awful? Forgot it off the top of my head. But like I'd rather take some of those clowns than this Ford guy. I don't know. He was just really very inconsistent. Wish he would have went a little bit both ways, and I thought both ways it was very inconsistent. I'm not even just saying for us. Yeah. Anyway, enough about that guy. Don't need to talk about the ref too much because we played piss poor. Not gonna blame him for anything because, yeah. Well, we make a sub early on, which was very surprising. Adrian Heath usually doesn't do that. Bringing on Tashiri for Brislow, switching the formation a bit, which I understand, but I didn't like taking Brislow off. I like once again we're moving midfielders into left back and right back positionings and just unnatural positions where they've done well at times, but Brislow played quite well, I thought, in my opinion, tonight compared to the rest of the back line. So yeah, that was interesting. And then in the 70th minute, we made a couple subs for Mender and Senbing coming on. Pukki came off and Will Trap. Sani coming then slotting into the midfield, which is nice that you can do a lot with Hassani, moving him around and stuff. But I mean, going into a game, starting to midfielders at unnatural positions on the wing / midfield, right and left side is just very frustrating because going into the game, I knew Pukki was going to get very little service, if any. And yeah, it was just, we're fighting on scraps up top and just mindless crosses, and we're not going to score goals that way. It's just things need to change. People need to get creative. We need to start taking one-time touch. Like we just need one-time passing, not overthinking on shots. When we get the ball in the box, just rip it, shoot. Stop looking for the tap in. Like it's just so frustrating that we can't get through a week of training or month of training and start making better decisions in the final third. And this obviously comes down to Adrian Heath and the coaching staff, who has been absolutely awful for the last 4 years in this department of bringing in strikers who can't score, can't do nothing, but then as soon as they leave or they were scoring goals at the previous clubs. So this only comes down to one thing, plain and simple. What we are doing here, not anywhere else. So yeah, that I just think is really time for change. It simply needs to be changed in that department. But will that happen? Probably not, because the job security of Adrian Heath is absolutely asinine for this club that we allow it to happen. But yeah, those are the last subs we make of the evening. Only 3 minutes added time at the end was actually crazy, as Seattle was taking 2 to 3 friggin' minutes between each throw-in, corner, goal kick, absolute time wasting from minute 1. So just to have 3 minutes at the end is absolutely moronic, because there've been times this year where we've gotten 8 to 10 added minutes and there shouldn't have been 5. So the rules in this department are just I don't understand the new rules, because they're so flip-floppy and wish-washy, and it's like they just pick and choose if they want to add and implement the 10-minute add-on rule that they added now recently or whatever. It's just the way they take time now. They've said they've made it better so that we can play longer, but I don't know if the game was played for 50 minutes even today. I'm going to be honest. So there was so much back and forth stoppage, and just, it was very boring and bad game. So going to the player ratings and wrap it up, I'll give I'm going to go a 6 for St. Clair. Made like a couple of good saves. Obviously, the goal isn't his fault. Open header, what are you going to do? But really didn't have to do much. DJ Taylor, I thought, was honestly not good today. I thought he was lazy. I thought he could have been just so much better, but it seemed like he was just not on his top gear tonight. I'm going to give him a 6. Boxful, I'm going to give a 5 for the goal. Very poor. That was probably his man, as well as DJ probably could have let that go out for a corner, and we wouldn't have even, or go out for a goal kick, and they wouldn't even have a goal corner in the first place. Tapias, a 7. Brislow, a 7.5, 8. I thought he was our best defender of the night. Tapias after that. Greg Goose, I thought, was actually really good in their midfield, probably our best player in the midfield. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I thought he did a lot of interceptions, did very well. Will Trapp, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. And honestly, I think Greg Goose is probably my man of the match. I just can't give it to Sani playing on the wing. There's a lot of things that he does well, but there's a lot of things I don't agree with that when he does. But I mean, Nasani didn't play bad. It was just I'd rather have a winger playing out wide instead of a midfielder who can play in other positions, and at least play one winger. I mean, I'm not even going to be picky and say play both on the left and right side wingers or whatever. It's just we need some service for Pookie. Otherwise, we're going to go into each game where he's going to have maybe a half chance and he's not going to score, and then people are going to get on his back, and it's just an endless cycle that I'm sick of our forwards. So yeah, Asani an 8, played well. Out of position, played like 3 different spots, played good. I'm not picking on Hassani the player. I'm picking on the decision making of the coach. Ray didn't have his best game. I'm going to give him a 6. Joseph, a 6. And Timo Pukki, a 3. Did not have a lot of service. Did not play very well. Going to the substitutes, Mender, a 7. Senbing, a 6, and Tashiri, a 6. All kind of made a little bit of an impact. And yeah, just another point at home because we can't get 3 usually. So yeah, unfortunately, we have a home, or not unfortunately, but we have a home game on Wednesday against the Rapids, which almost is coming down to a must win. Not privy to how well Colorado is doing this year, but I don't believe it's very well. So yeah, I think we should be beating them at home on Wednesday. So yeah, that's really all I got. Comments, concerns, questions, shoot them in the comments and stuff. But yeah, it's just very frustrating afternoon for us. So as always, come on, you loons, and hopefully we can get 3 points on Wednesday. So yeah, come on, you loons.